Hi everybody, it's Kim from Expressions of the Universe with your weekly wisdom for July 7th through July 14th. And what a week we have coming up. I'm hoping that you all felt the energy shifts over the past couple of days, maybe since Thursday after the 4th of July here in the United States. I know I did. Things are feeling a lot better, which is great because I'm here to give you advice to prepare for this solar eclipse on Thursday, July 12th. Both the sun and the moon will be in Cancer, extremely emotional. It's a new moon. It's at 20 degrees. The moon's at 20 degrees. The crazier thing, Pluto is also at 20 degrees. Pluto, you know, that's that Halloween energy. It's Scorpio energy. So I'm really feeling like this is a Halloween moon more than a summer moon here in the northern hemisphere. It's extremely heavy. I think it's being powered by that Mars retrograde. I don't know if any of you are feeling the effects of that. Less energy, either maybe more combative or less combative. Oh my gosh, these dogs in the neighborhood, I think they're feeling the energies too. These bigger dogs that I'm hearing, they remind me of a lot of the energy that I have been feeling going on, which is like this bullying energy. There's a lot of people that have repressed emotions, insecurities and fears and jealousies that are pretty passive aggressively projecting that energy out onto other people. So it's so important right now to really stay positive, even more so with the solar eclipse coming up. So how lucky are you that you're watching this video right now and you can prepare this weekend to really nurture yourselves and try and get your energy and your aura, your vibe on the highest possible level. Because when this solar eclipse occurs, this new moon next week in Cancer, it is going to exacerbate our emotions at the present time, but maybe not necessarily in that moment. It's going to be like, you know, a seed that you plant, and that's what your future is. So we want to be super positive, super joyful, do whatever it takes to really nurture the baby and make ourselves feel good so that we can then project that out into the universe. Combat the negative with the positive. If we're keeping our vibes high and putting up our protections around ourselves, we are not absorbing that other negative energy that's going on around us. Remember, we pick up the energy of the collective. If the collective is in a negative, you know, and lower vibe energy, we could absorb that. So if we try to keep our vibes high and rise above all of this, then we're putting more of that out there. So I look at this as a collective project for all of us to do so that we're keeping everybody in a better type of mood. Now, the card that I pulled for this week, I pulled it from the Colette Baron Reed Mystical Shaman Oracle deck because I'm feeling, you know, like this Halloween type energy that's ancestral and spiritual type of energy. It's dark, it's dank, it's very Scorpio-ish, and the Time Master came up. Now, I did pull this, you know, eons ago, but what I really find interesting, I posted on Facebook recently about time and patience and how we need to be sitting very patiently in this time during this whole transit that we're going through this summer. And so I love that this card came up. There's so much symbolism in this card, and I don't know if you can really see it, but we definitely have the new moon right here. There's the sun. That immediately symbolizes to me this event that's going to happen on Thursday, the solar eclipse. I also see this infinity symbol right here in his breastplate. And what this is saying to me, also, if you take a look at the time wheel, the astrological wheel behind him. So we always think of time as linear. We're always watching the clock. We're always measuring time. But in reality, in truth, Albert Einstein proved it with his string theory and quantum physics. Time is cyclical. It comes and goes in seasons. It comes and goes in cycles, kind of like the moon does. So when we take a look at time, not even so much in a linear or, direct pass to the future, and we can look at it in a circle, we can clear a lot of our karma right now, like this weekend, when we need to get ready for this solar eclipse. And you can take the past and bring it back and project that into the future, or take your future and clear up, some of the past karma. Also clearing up our ancestral karma. Remember that beetle animal totem that I wrote about? To me, that's really about ancestral or lineage, linear time, karma, that our ancestors may have, drug karma into our lives. And now we have to clear it up here. We also have to clear up our own karma. We need to do all of that this week before this solar eclipse hits. I know it might sound daunting. It is really as simple as just being still or keeping active with mundane tasks. Like I'm going to spend the day out doing yard work and working on my garden because finally the weather has broke. We were in this heat wave for 2 weeks with temperatures up to 109 degrees, which is, I believe, like 42, 43 degrees Celsius. For those of you not in the United States, we're probably the only ones that are not in the metric system. And now this morning it was a gorgeous 64, hardly any humidity, and I'm taking advantage of this. I mean, it's gorgeous. I'm actually really cold right now with this tank top on. But the crystals that I want to use, and I know I didn't post all the cards yet from last week. I'm going to finish that up this weekend. I want to use selenite. This is about bringing the light. Can you see how this is even glowing on the screen? Just the little bit of light that's out here. Selenite connects us to the divine. It brings in positive energy. It raises our vibrations. Do not ever get this wet because it will disintegrate. You can even use this to charge your other crystals. And with that 20 degrees, it is about our emotions. It's about putting up protection and boundaries. I've been using sigils all week. I'm going to write a blog about sigils. A lot of people have negative information about sigils. They are seals of protection, seals of projection, seals of abundance. People think that it's a dark magic. However, if you use it with the intention of following the light, your sigil can be of the light. So I'm going to write, when I can get to that, I want to write more about sigils because I've been wearing them on my hands and putting up my protection against some pretty nasty people lately. But I love the black tourmaline because that is all about protection. And because of this Halloweenish energy, I'm really loving smoky quartz. Smoky quartz always reminds me of Halloween, and I think that it is a Scorpio type of birthstone, if I'm not mistaken. But these are my defense mechanisms during this time, especially during the Mars retrograde and all the crazy energy that's going on. So that's all I have for you. I really want you all to, raise your vibes, get into that space, clear out all of your energy, because in 2 weeks, when the full moon occurs, we're going to have a lunar eclipse. It is going to be the second longest recorded lunar eclipse since, I think, 3000 BCE, which occurred on May 31st of 3000 BCE. It's going to be 1 hour and 42 minutes long. Full moons are about clearing crap out, getting rid of unwanted things. So if you're not in that great energetic space, things could be ripped away from you. You remember I talked about a lot of death going on, suicides. If you do not have that higher vibe going into this solar eclipse, it will be a downward spiral towards the lunar eclipse, and I don't want to see any of you going through any of that. And I also recommended, reaching out and getting help. I know it's hard if you're in a state of depression, so hopefully we can help each other out. One more thing to note is I am experiencing my Black Lilith return right now. I will write about that. For those of you that don't know what that is, mine is at 26 degrees Capricorn. It's about all your fears bubbling up. Lilith was the first wife of Adam, and she was cast out and then wreaked havoc on everybody in the world because of her bitterness and jealousy and fears and So anyway, I'm going through this during this Mars retrograde, preparing for the solar eclipse, and thank goodness for Dana Ross, the holistic hypocrite, and Jill Muffler, who is the admin for Serious Joy, Chris Witekki's service, because they're really uplifting me. Dana Ross is fabulous, and I got this great message of a rainbow gigantic float unicorn from Jill Muffler at like 1:11 in the morning. Last night something woke me up and said check your phone, and I never go on my phone from the time I shut it down, like around 7-8 o'clock at night, until maybe the next morning when I wake up and I start checking for messages. I try and keep myself disconnected, but something was nudging me to check my phone, and I got this beautiful message from Jill. So Dana and Jill, thank you so much for trying to keep me uplifted during this Mars retrograde and Black Lilith return. I definitely can feel your love. And so with that, that's all I've got for you this week. If you can get to the beach or get out in nature, please do that. Get your vibe raised. I'm going to try and keep things super positive on my page so that we can help raise our vibrations. Until next week, until later, until next time, I love you. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Have a great week. Bye.